All right, y'all. I figured we'll go ahead and get into some of the alien talk to start this video. Then I also got another clip that I want to show y'all. So we won't spend the entire video on this clip, but it is about 4 minutes long as it comes from TMZ. And they basically, you know, did a little small interview with Representative Tim Burchett. And it's about extraterrestrial beings that have visited our planet and made contact with humans. Nothing new here as far as, you know, what they've been putting in our face and so called promising to release and so on and so on. Didn't Trump say something about releasing the alien files? They already released the other files somewhat. Now they're going to release the alien files really soon, right? And every now and then we always get one of these guys that are like senators, a representative for this state or, this politician or whatever. And they come out with a little story to kind of just spark up the combo and keep it going a little bit, right? But regardless, I thought it was interesting. Let's go ahead and check it out.
This would be about 2 weeks ago. Um, that was very alarming, the way you said that, at least.
Yeah, well, because of the circumstances and where it was, I can't get into too much specifics, but it was elaborating on some stuff that we'd asked for, and it was important to get this person in a secure setting to where we could ask him these questions. And there's somebody in the meeting with us, one of my colleagues, I guess you'd say, was basically there just to kind of upset the apple cart and to throw, a monkey wrench into the deal. And every time a question was asked by this particular party, it was really the answers were out there, and they gave them, and they gave specifics, they gave addresses, they gave times and dates, and people that were in the meeting. And this went all the way up to the executive branch of previous presidents, not this current president.
So there have been different reports over the years. Some reports that there have been pieces of machinery that were found that did not seem earthly. And then there have been reports about life that is not earthly. Which one of those two, or both, are you talking about? A form of life that is not earthly, or of just something mechanical that's not earthly?
I'd say you'd be safe to say both.
The way you described this, whatever happened at this meeting, this briefing that was happening, was there something that if we knew, we would feel that we are in danger? You said you wouldn't sleep at night if you knew the things that I saw in these briefings.
Yeah,
Should we believe that? That's the part where it seemed alarming.
I don't think we're at danger of this. I mean, if these things exist as I think they do, they could have destroyed us with a blink of an eye. I just don't see that, and I think I just think, but I do think they have the technology and the capabilities of something that we can't understand or we can't grasp.
What I want to make sure I'm understanding is a member of our government has told you and others, I guess, that there is a form of alien life and machinery which maybe brought this living creature here that interacted in some form with people?
Yeah, they have, and they've. It's pretty wild. I know. But I'm just telling you, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd take a lie to tell you. You want to put me on a polygraph, I'll take it. But this is what the guy told me. I mean, I've had a very high-ranking naval official describe. I've talked about this before. Underwater craft, something big as a football field, moving at over 200 miles an hour. And there's no fish in the ocean that would do that. We don't even have a sub that'll probably do 40 miles an hour under the. And the last thing he said before he left my office was, it was kind of weird because he didn't go out he went out the side door, which nobody ever uses. And he looked at me, he pulled me up close. He said, "Tim, they're real." And that's the last thing he said to me. That'll be the title of my book, I guess. Matt Gaetz was involved in something here just recently. He was interviewed and he talked about this interbreeding thing with,
Yeah,
you
no, we
know, and
saw that. We saw
yeah.
that.
Well, that's a true story. That was military personnel. I think that would be a good story to talk to him about if you all can do that.
Right. He says he learned that from some.
It's almost like gatekeeping 101. All of these so-called stories, and they always come from the military. It always has to be, high-ranking Navy official, as if they would just automatically have more access to these so-called aliens than a regular human. It's like, all right, just because they're in the military, they're in the Navy or whatever, sector of the military they're in, they just get more access to this stuff. It's just like a way of them feeding the propaganda that aliens are real. But I'm not going to sit here and just completely dismiss it. We've talked about it a lot of times, you know, when we talk about UFOs, when we talk about aliens and so on. And once again, him describing um him describing a some kind of craft in the water that was able to basically go 200 miles per hour in the water, something that we don't even have that could do 40. That was his exact words. Once again, there he's describing those same type of UFOs, if you want to call them that were described back in the 1940s. Remember, they talked about the Nazis. They talked about probes that they would have that could go from one side of the planet to the other side in the blink of an eye. Probes. And remember, you always have to remember the little UFO ships coming out of the water and supposedly pew-pewing at the US when they were going over there trying to see what the Nazis were up to. Y'all got to remember that story. So that's not new. That's been around since the 40s. Now, is that me saying that that's not, you know, that is not possible? I'm not saying that. But once again, we got to remember these things are not physical. I guarantee you we cannot touch it. Number one, if that kind of technology exists and it just happens to be otherworldly or interdimensional, like I'm about to read from this comment, I guarantee you we can't touch it. Guarantee you. Because they don't exist here. Whatever these, interdimensional beings and spaceships and waterships are, they don't exist here. But I like this comment. They said, y'all need to watch Age of Disclosure. There's so much. I personally believe it's not extraterrestrial, but interdimensional, entering our atmosphere as photons that can shift and change appearance depending on how fast they're encountering different atmospheres. That also makes you think about fallen angels. Then they go on to say it's sentient, almost like it's always been here watching and observing us, like the first light theory. The light that was emitted at the beginning, it still exists, but I believe that light was a living thing. I like that comment. One is because somebody said it's demons. Which, we talk about that all the time. But I personally believe I believe it's more powerful than just a demon. I believe fallen angel would be the better term. Something that could, I just don't believe demons have that type of power. Like demons roam the earth in search of human bodies to possess and just mess our lives up. I don't think demons have much interest in um or do I believe they can transform into what we would call a UFO. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like these beings that are coming in and out of our world, our dimension, are uh of angelic, descent. Like these are fallen angels. But it's an interesting theory because it also I bring up that show Three Body Problem on Netflix all the time because what this person described as far as photons that can shift and change appearance, depending on what kind of atmosphere they encounter, is exactly what that show is about. That alien race. Remember, I told y'all they put, I think they were called saffrons or whatever they were called. They were like two giant computer balls where they used up like all the energy damn near in the world to create these two monitors. To put it simply, they are monitors. They put them on both sides of the earth so they can always monitor humans and make sure they don't create the technology to stop the alien race from coming to earth and taking over. Literally, they created two monitors to make sure humans never create the technology to destroy aliens. And when I saw that episode, it was just some of the, I don't know, it blew my mind. It's like whoever wrote it, it blew my mind. But that's basically what this person is describing, right? Um and look, so see, somebody said do the aliens work in Congress? Literally, like source, trust me, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's always coming from like politicians and representatives and senators. It's like, come on, let me get this story from a real person. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Somebody said plot twist, the aliens are the dolphins. Hey, close enough. All right, real quick, I didn't want to skip over this comment, right? Because when I talk about this stuff, I try to support, you know, different, you know what I'm saying, opinions on it, because none of us know. So I'm not going to talk about it as if I just got it figured out. But I think I can expound on this comment right here and make this make a little bit more sense for people who are thinking this, right? This person said, for those saying it's angels and demons, I never once read any religious text. I've studied many in which heavenly or hellish beings needing technology to get them to and from. Calling other interplanetary life angels and demons is a cop-out because you know nothing of the technology and physics used, as it's not in your daily life, so why not label it as demonic? An example they made was the iPhone would look demonic in Salem, Mass. You know, and that the technology we have right now would basically get you burned like a witch did back in Salem, right? So this is what I thought about, right? Because I've always looked at it as being demonic as far as what we believe aliens and UFOs to be. But check this out. So obviously angels, demons, you know, angelic beings, rather they're fallen angels or not, of course, whatever kind of free reign they have on this earth, they can come in and out of this dimension, I'm pretty sure. Demons roam the earth right next to you every single day and you cannot see them. That's literally like their job. They're cursed to roam this earth, right? This is my thing. A lot of these bloodlines that are part human, we don't know they're fully human. They're in covenant with some of these demons. Damn, who knows? Maybe even fallen angels. They're in covenant with these spirits, right? That's why there are certain bloodlines. That's why they want to keep their bloodlines pure. That's why they do all the freaky stuff to keep their bloodline pure, right? So this is what I'm thinking. They're in covenant. They're in contract. They're in agreement. They're the physical form of the bloodlines of Satan, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Certain bloodlines being chosen. So guess what? They have the same agenda that Satan has. And if they want to use UFOs that look like something physical that can just trick a human to making you think otherworldly beings exist, that's what they're going to do. They can manifest into something like that. That's what I want to believe. That's what I do believe. But we have to think about it like that. We can't just sum it up to, all right, angels and demons or fallen angels and demons. Yeah, they're already angelic, or, you know, they can go to and from, in and out this dimension just normally. They don't need technology. It's like, yeah, you may have a point, but we're forgetting the trick. We're forgetting the devil's game. It's the trick. You know what I'm saying? The fake invasion, the fake alien invasion. We don't really talk about that, but we're forgetting the trick. You know what I'm saying? It's all about tricking humans. You know what I'm saying? And these bloodlines are in agreement. That's why they're playing with us. That's why people fall into the trap of the propaganda of aliens and UFOs. But like I said, it can very well be real, but these are fallen angels. These are beings that I believe can manifest into it. And also, you just can't forget the other half, that we do have the technology. We have the technology. Sometimes that stuff you see in the sky and you think it's a UFO, I told you already, it's digital. You cannot touch it. You will never touch it. I'm pretty sure we even have some that can go through waters at very high speeds. But it will be digital. You won't touch it. That's the point that I try to beat into people's head. Even if it is our own technology.
I got this deal for Comedy Central, right? Big ass contract. I'm talking about biggest. So Chris Rock, we got a pilot. Deshaun Raw, executive producer Chris Rock. I get this big ass contract from Comedy Central, right? So I'm skimming through it, and then I see Comedy Central will own Super Hot Fire. It will own the name. It will own your channel. It will own everything, your soul, all that. So I'm looking, and I'm like, yo, yo, what is this about them owning my channel and them owning my name and them owning me and owning everything? Like, this is page 9 of 900. So they like, oh yeah, you don't like that? Okay, we'll take that out. Yeah. I get the contract back. Now it's 899 pages. So I'm like, all right, so if there's that one thing in there that said they own everything I ever do and I could never even drop another Super Hot Fire battle without Comedy Central being involved, I don't even own my name no more. Yeah. If I see that in the contract and then y'all give it back to me and y'all say, we took that out, but the shit is still 1,000 pages. It's like, nah, I don't think I should be.
Did you even have a lawyer?
Nah. My lawyer was
like a random person.
No, my lawyer was the lawyer that Chris Rock and Comedy Central gave me. Oh, my lawyer was their lawyer. My lawyer was the people that want to get money. Yeah. This is my thing. This is my thing. This is how I looked at it, basically. The contract was fucked up. I said, I don't like it. They give it back to me. It's still fucked up. I'm like, I don't think I want to get picked up because this shit is some slave shit.
Super Hot Fire. I know y'all remember him. Somebody said that's where he fumbled. It's crazy. Like, that let you know, like, some people just have no morals. This man's literally telling y'all they wanted to own his life, his soul, his dirty ass draws. And somebody saying that's where he fumbled the bag. Man, come on. Sometimes it's more important to stand for something and hold your soul. Hold your soul down before you take some money from Comedy Central. Especially at that time where he was really hot. And then Chris Rock was trying to be his handler. And then ain't that a whole conflict of interest? How they gonna be trying to sign you to a crazy deal, 900-page contract, and they giving you their own lawyer? That's a whole conflict of interest. It don't even work that way. The lawyer just gonna trick me into signing my whole likeness, image, brand over to y'all, and boom, now Comedy Central about to try to do him like Dave Chappelle, even though that is a whole different scale. But when I heard that story from him, Deshaun Raw, Super Hot Fire, I know y'all remember him. But when I heard that story, it sounded just like Dave Chappelle, but just, on a smaller scale. Crazy that they actually, was using Chris Rock, somebody black, to try and get him to basically sell his soul.
Did you know that Benjamin Malachowski, yeah, that's his birth name, graduated high school in Philadelphia in the continental United States. This mother ain't even from over there. As none of them people are, because his daddy was an immigrant from Poland. This is why they don't want to do no blood test, because it'll show all the motherfuckers are Polish. Anyway, or Ukrainian, same yeah, it's me. Anyway, this motherfucker changed his name once he graduated high school and probably did some college, because they get college for free if you happen to be Jewish. You get free college in the continental United States if you're Jewish, but we gotta pay student loans and all that shit. Huh? And guess who's paying the bill for them getting that shit for free? You are. Yes, our tax money. Cause sons of... Anyway, he changed his name to Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu. Now his daddy's brother had a son, and he was a Malachowski too. Now this motherfucker changed his name. He is now the president of Argentina. Come with me now. It gets deeper. Now the UN just passed this resolution that slavery was the most heinous act in the history of humanity. Every country on earth ratified it. China, Russia, every last one of them motherfuckers. There's only 3 countries that abstained and said, no, it is not. Guess who it was? Israel, Argentina,
and the United States of America.
In case you didn't know, the United States, Israel, and Argentina's racist bitch ass.
Could have saw that coming a mile away. Israel, United States, and damn Argentina. Could have saw that coming a mile away. But very interesting facts. Eddie Griffin, when he has his show, he be spitting facts. Not gonna lie, I should probably pull up some more stuff, to react to from him. He talks a lot of good stuff.
It's 2026. No, it's not. It's 1446. You see, you confused. You brainwashed. It's 1446. And I can tell you how I know. Because they stole time. Listen, it's supposed to be 13 months. But then they made it 12. Right? You gotta understand this. So you gotta understand this 130 years right there. And then you gotta understand all the history that they stole. They stole history. You gotta understand this. What they did was they conquered people, conquered shit, and said it didn't exist and changed the time.
What do you believe? Everything's not a conspiracy.
No, it ain't a conspiracy. You gotta understand this.
Everything's not a
conspiracy.
conspiracy.
No, it's not a conspiracy. Because I'm playing with I'm talking about shit that's true. It's not a conspiracy.
No, I hear you.
For real, it was 13 months. If it wasn't 13 months, it wasn't no.
But I'm saying, like, what do you believe that's what
I don't believe shit. Ain't nothing to believe. I just know. Listen, belief is what man thinks is true. And it's a different thing when you talk about a true statement and a true statement. A true statement can be proven false. I'm gonna tell you a true statement. Milk is good, but it can be proven false. I'm gonna tell you a true statement. We stuck because who the fuck got out? Right? It's different ways, and people don't understand the difference between the true statement and the truth statement. What I give you is the truth, nigga. I'm a prophet of the creator.
Why can't pyramids be built today?
They can.
Why? So
they can and they still are. They can and they still are.
So why are we?
Niggas one in Memphis.
Man, you talking about our fucking glass?
No, one in Memphis. You think it's a game. You think they just toys. Why the fuck would they build them like that? Nigga, go to Vegas. Niggas one in Vegas. Why you think niggas gamble like that in Vegas? Nigga, the pyramids steady getting built. Nigga, they stole the technology, they steady building them, but you don't know you don't know.
Nah, I'm talking about the pyramids in Egypt.
They're the same pyramids.
The big block, the big ones that they can't build anymore, my nigga.
You don't get it. Yes, they can. The first phone, how the first phone was big as fuck. It ain't the same phone no more. So you think the pyramids gonna look the same? You gotta use your brain, nigga. The pyramids is where they still at. You see them. Vegas, pyramid.
Nah, bro.
You think I'm crazy?
People are looking
you
like
think I'm crazy.
No, listen.
You want things that same when everything changed.
I seen architects be mind blown on how they built that pyramid because they can't make it like that no more.
The rain haven't even fell the same way twice. People always change shit. Everything was changed. Right now, I don't think you understand. I'm gonna say this, right? People don't know that everything steady happening, but you don't know that it's happening. I can prove it, nigga. I can prove it. The moment you get a vehicle, like I told you before, you ain't gonna see that vehicle till you get it. So I just told you right now about the pyramids. Now, nigga, you finna start seeing pyramids. I just woke you up, nigga. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to enlighten the world. Right now, you asked about pyramids. I just told you about pyramids. Now you finna start fucking seeing pyramids.
You changing up what I'm saying, bro.
I ain't changing it up.
There's no scientific way to make a pyramid how they made them thousands of years ago.
That's what you say. I'm gonna say this right
That's
there.
what they say.
No, listen, that's what they tell you.
But why? What's the benefit
Because they don't want you to use your power.
What's the benefit of that?
Because you be stuck in you'll be dormant. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, gang. If you understood that you can move blocks with your mind, why the fuck was you moving with your hand?
Why they not moving anything else with their mind?
They are. You just not seeing. What the fuck is wrong with you, say T? You just don't fucking see it. It don't mean it ain't happening. It's fucking happening.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, this was funny and serious at the same time. He said, I don't believe shit. What is there to believe? And that's the truth. I mean, what is there to believe? You just don't believe in shit, especially don't believe nothing that they tell you. Something that you ain't seen with your own eyes, don't believe it. You just wasting your time. And now, something that supports the theory on him saying it was 1446, and, it's pretty simple. You could just think about Ethiopia. That in our current time right now, they don't even follow the same Gregorian calendar that most of the world follows. I wonder how they even got away with that. So technically, according to their calendar, which I think is 13 months, it's what, 2019 in Ethiopia? So when you think about that, I don't know. It's like somebody owed me some money. If that's the case, you either owe me some bread, or according to their years, it's 2019, so I must not be as old as I really am then. I don't know. They done did all kind of stuff with time and done told us what they wanted to tell us. So I understand him saying that. Because obviously, I remember I did a video on the Gregorian calendar way back when, probably when I first started YouTube, because I was just kind of mind blown by Ethiopia still following, the calendar that has 13 months, and there's 7 years, I think, behind us. Then he goes on and gets into the pyramid topic, which I also thought was very interesting. He said phones, when they were first created, were big as hell, and that's true. And then now, they're damn near, I don't even know what you call these phones now. We so far, into the future from when them big gigantic phones, cell phones came out, or even just think about, house phones, landline phones. We so far into the future, that is ancient. So when you think about that, as far as things are never built the same, we'll never see the pyramids look like the way that they did in Egypt. So that makes sense. They could have damn well, stole or mastered the technology. And like he said, they're just built differently now. Or maybe that technology is being used on something else, like super fast supposed UFOs. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But anyways, y'all, I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up right here. I just wanted to do a compilation video, knock out some clips. Thought that was pretty interesting to end the video off. Y'all let me know what y'all think. It's Black Balloon, and I'm going to see y'all soon, all right? I'm out.